everyone, Sarah back in Valheim again, and today I am doing a tutorial on a circular roof for a tower. Now I did this circular roof on Valheim, a wonderful server hosted by Kongville Gaming, and I was showing him the roof that I had done, and he requested that I do a tutorial to show how I did this. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I am in creative mode, and so I will be flying, but I have done this a total of 3 times in vanilla. So it is very doable with vanilla. So I'm going to go ahead and fly up here, and we're going to start with our 1 meter wood beam. And just before I get started, these are rotations of 1 tick. So there's that one, and when I move over to this one, it's just 1 tick. So 1 tick between the rotations. And so what we're going to do with our 1 meter beam is we're going to attach them to each piece. So this piece here, the 2 beams will be 90 degrees to that. And then when we come to this one, we're going to do 2 beams 90 degrees to that one. So each join is going to have 2 1 meter beams on the point where the beams touch. And I was doing a roof with this roof line, or whatever you call it. Sorry, don't know words right now. And I had missed one of these, and it took me a while to figure out that I had missed it, and it was absolutely giving me fits trying to figure out why I couldn't get this to appropriately line up later on. So these do kind of make a difference later on. Alright, so now that we've got all of our 1 meter beams in on those joins, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that same 1 meter piece, and we are going to attach it to this section in here like this. Now you might wonder why I'm using 1 meter beams instead of a 2 meter beam, and the reason is that this doesn't line up properly. I don't know what the deal is with this, but if I put that in there like that, you can see how far over it goes. I don't know why it's doing that, but I found it just easier to do this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go all the way around, going one direction, and then do 1 meter beams facing the other direction. Now in vanilla, of course, you have to walk around up there and use scaffolding and whatnot, but it's a little easier to do one direction and then go back the other way. Alright, so we've got all those in that direction, so we're going to go back around the other direction and put these back beams in over here. Come on. Here we go. Sometimes my mouse likes to do 2 clicks when I'm trying to get it to do 1 click. Alright. And I did try to figure out exactly how much wood it takes to do for this and tar, but to be completely honest, I was having some audio issues, even more so than normal, and this is like the 5th time I've recorded this tutorial, and I'm hoping 5th time's the charm. So then we're going to take our 26 degree roof pieces and we're going to snap them in on those. Now I have not tried this with a 45 degree piece, so I don't know if it looks the same or works the same with a 45 degree piece. If you do it with a 45 degree piece, let me know how it comes out. I have not tried it yet. So we're going to just snap these in all the way around. So there will be a total of 3 layers of roof pieces, and then in between each layer we're going to be doing some wood. So for this next round we're going to be using our 2-meter beam, and we want to snap this dead center like it is here. Don't get it off-centered to either direction. It will completely mess it up later on. You may not notice it right away, but you'll definitely notice it later on. And so we're going to snap them to the center. And you see these, take my hammer out of my hand so I don't break something by accident. See these little bits of overlap here? We actually want those to do that. That is an element of the pattern that we're going to try and create here. So make sure you get that little bit of an overlap. You don't want them too far one direction or the other. Okay, so I'll snap these all the way around to the tops of those roof shingles. It's not an overly complicated pattern, and it's pretty simple. It's just it creates such a cool design. Alright, so again, we're going to snap our roof pieces to these roof beams. I do like doing patterns and finding ways that the pieces can line up to create different patterns. And this comes out with such a nice, clean roof line in the end that I really enjoyed this one. I like to go up occasionally and just kind of look at it because it's just so pleasing to my eye to look at. Alright, almost all the way around. Alright, so those are all the way around, and as you can see in the interior here, creates a really nice clean line, and you get really cool kind of patterning with the I don't know, teeth, I guess you could call them, on the roof shingles. You get some really cool patternings both on the edge there and on the edge here, so it creates a really cool pattern. Alright, so we're going to go back to our 2-meter beam, and the first two, you kind of do have to be particular about where you place these first 2 beams. After that, it gets a little bit easier. I'm trying to get back just a little bit from that piece. Okay, so pick a beam. Okay, so we'll go with this one since it's lighting itself up pretty well. And try to get it in the center of that beam. And then we're going to do 1 rotation, if it'll let me do one. Come on, just 1 rotation, 1 click. Come on, mouse, there we go, 1 click. And so then we're going to attach it, so that one attached to that one. So I think this is the one we need to go with here. So you want to attach that to that one. And then 1 rotation. And what you're going to find is this little bit of an overlap here is going to be repeated all the way around. So we want this little bit of an overlap, and it's going to repeat multiple times all the way around. So snap it in, do 1 rotation, and at this point you should be able to do it without actually looking at the shingles themselves. You should be able to do 1 rotation and then slide it back till it snaps into that point where you get that little bit of a point. So you won't have to actually look at the roof shingles to get this part in. So 1 rotation, slide it back till it snaps where you need it. And I do stop and make sure every time I do this because you don't want to get these off even a little bit, because the next set will not map. The next set of roof shingles will not line up properly. So 1 rotation and slide it back all the way around. 1 rotation, slide it back. And again, this creates a really interesting pattern that I really like. Oh, okay, that one didn't look like it was lining up properly. Okay, so we need one here, like that. Oh, and there, and then we're going to have one more right here. All right, so that's how that should end up. And it looks like it's about to go night, so I'm going to set the time of day so we don't have it go night on us. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that's how that part of the roof looks so far. And then comes the, and this is the trickiest bit. This last one, because trying to find where you're pointing this thing. Alright, so as you can see, right, oh, where are you? Oh, there it is. So I'm attaching to that piece to start with, and you want to make sure you're snapping to every single piece, and there's a kind of a sweet spot that lines it up properly. There it is, right there. Now, if you look at the edges, both where the mouse is pointing and the top edge of the shingle, the top edge of the shingle is centered on the piece that I previously pasted. So the centers of both pieces are crossing, and where the mouse is pointing is the spot that seems to be the sweet spot for getting that top edge to line up in the center that way. So that's where you want to point every time. It is a little bit tricky sometimes to find it, but that's the spot. So we're going to scooch over a little bit. We're going to go one rotation. Oh, that was two. One rotation. We're going to find that center spot so that they cross in the center up there. Scoot over a bit. One rotation. And then there's that spot. Scoot over a little bit. One rotation. And there's the spot right there. Alright, one rotation. Find that spot right there. And you get kind of a twist at the top. So you get like a flat spot where the edges of the shingles are. And then you get kind of a twist kind of going underneath of it. It's kind of cool. And then you get a really interesting pattern on the edge where the shingles are touching the wood. One rotation, find that spot. There it is there. One rotation. I think I got two out of that. Yeah, I got two. Alright. And then find that spot. One rotation. Like I said, it's not super complicated. It's just a matter of placing it in and finding the snap points. Did I get that rotation right? One rotation. Come on, there we go. I think that's right. Yeah, there we go. Now, one of the things you're going to be looking for to know if you've got this all the way done, can you see this like V right here? So see how this one only has the one side? So there's pieces still missing. That's how you're going to be able to tell when you've got all of the pieces in. Single, one rotation. Oh, there it is. Alright. And one rotation, we've still got pieces that only have one leg there. So There we go. That's the last piece right there. So now all of the things have the little, oh, yep, all of them have two. All right, so that's it. That's the pattern that I came up with for doing a round roof. And like I said, it creates a really cool pattern and interesting design. And I'll go down inside so you can see what the inside looks like as well. All right. And so there is the inside. Creates a really nice, clean roof pattern. So that's it, everyone. That is my tutorial for a circular roof on a tower. I hope you all have a good one wherever you are in your day.